Welcome back to Lincoln Vault. Today we are diving into the world of coin collecting and talking about the 1978 Lincoln penny. This seemingly ordinary 1-cent coin might just be hiding in your pocket or coin jar, but did you know that certain 1978 pennies can be worth much more than just 1 cent? Stay tuned as we explore the history, the rare varieties, and how much these coins are worth today. History of the 1978 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it has been one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. The 1978 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the small D mint mark below the date on the obverse of the coin. This coin is part of the Memorial Reverse series, which ran from 1959 to 2008, featuring the Lincoln Memorial on the back composition and mintage. The 1978 Lincoln penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which means it has a significant copper content. This is important because copper prices have increased over the years. The total mintage for the 1978 penny was over 4 billion, meaning it is a common coin, but certain factors can make some of these pennies very valuable. Rare varieties and errors. What makes a 1978 Lincoln penny valuable? The answer lies in rare errors and high-grade examples. One of the most sought after errors is the double die variety. This occurs when the coin's design is struck twice slightly misaligned, creating a doubling effect on letters or numbers. If you find a 1978 penny with doubling on the date or inscriptions, it could be worth a significant amount. Another error to look out for is an off-center strike, which happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the press. Some off-center strikes are minor, but those with dramatic misalignments, like 50% off-center, can be quite valuable. Additionally, repunched mint marks where the D mint mark appears doubled or tripled can also add value to the coin value of the 1978 Lincoln penny. Now let's talk about money in circulated condition. A typical 1978 penny is only worth its face value of 1 cent. However, if you find one in uncirculated condition, especially with a high grade, it can be worth several dollars. Coins graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC can sell for $10 to $30 depending on demand. Coins, however, can be worth even more. A double die variety can range from $50 to over $500 depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's condition. Off-center errors and repunched mint marks can also command prices between $20 and $200. Another factor to consider is the copper melt value. Since the penny is 95% copper and each penny weighs 3.11 grams, its melt value is around 2 to 3 cents per coin. But keep in mind, it is illegal to melt pennies for their metal content. Current market trends with coin collecting growing in popularity. Rare pennies, especially error coins, are increasing in value. Online marketplaces such as eBay, heritage auctions, and coin dealer websites show a steady demand for high-grade and rare variety Lincoln pennies. If you think you have a valuable 1978 penny, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC to maximize its potential worth. Conclusion: so there you have it. The 1978 Lincoln penny might seem like an ordinary coin, but certain varieties and conditions can make it worth big money. If you have a collection or spare change lying around, take a closer look because you might just have a hidden treasure. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin collecting tips and updates. See you next time, where we explore the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we are diving into the fascinating history and value of the 1981 cent penny featuring Abraham Lincoln. You may have some of these pennies lying around, but did you know that some of them could be worth a significant amount of money? The 1980 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features a right-facing portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse at the time of the 1980 penny featured the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the original wheat ears design in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. In 1980, the United States Mint produced Lincoln pennies at 3 different facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia minted coins do not have a mint mark, while the Denver minted pennies bear a small D mint mark under the date, and the San Francisco pennies have an S mint mark. These coins were primarily made of copper with a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, making them among the last years of nearly pure copper cents before the transition to a predominantly zinc composition in 1982. Now let us talk about value and rarity. While most 1980 Lincoln pennies are still worth just 1 cent, some varieties and high-grade specimens can command a premium. Circulated 1980 pennies in average condition do not carry much extra value over face value due to the high mintage numbers, which exceeded 12 billion coins across all 3 minting facilities. However, uncirculated and high-grade specimens, particularly those graded MS65 or higher by third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC, can sell for a few dollars each. The highest quality coins, such as those graded MS67 or better, can fetch even higher prices, sometimes reaching over $100 depending on demand and availability. Additionally, error coins and rare varieties significantly increase the value. Some known errors for the 1980 penny include off-center strikes, double dies, and coins struck on defective planchets. For example, a 1980 penny with a dramatic off-center strike or a clear double die obverse can be worth hundreds of dollars or more to collectors. To determine the value of your 1980 penny, check for key factors such as condition, luster, and sharpness of detail. If you suspect you have an error coin or a high-grade specimen, consider getting it professionally graded for an accurate valuation. In terms of current market trends, the value of high-quality and rare era 1980 Lincoln pennies continues to increase as more collectors seek out these pieces. The copper content also adds a base value as copper prices fluctuate over time. While an average 1980 penny is not worth much beyond its face value, exceptional specimens and error coins can be a valuable find. So the next time you go through your change, take a closer look at those 1980 pennies. You never know if you might have a hidden treasure worth much more than a cent. Thanks for watching, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and share for more videos on valuable coins and currency. Today, we have an exciting topic that combines history, numismatics, and potential treasure hunting. We will be diving deep into the story of the 1984 Lincoln 1-cent penny, its historical significance, eras that make it valuable, and how much it is worth in today's market. Make sure to watch till the end, because you might just have one of these rare coins in your pocket. Chapter 1: The Legacy of Abraham Lincoln. Before we get into the 1984 penny, let's talk about the great man featured on this coin. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, is one of the most revered figures in American history. His leadership during the Civil War, his efforts to abolish slavery, and his dedication to preserving the Union make him an iconic figure. In 1909, to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the U.S. Mint introduced the Lincoln cent, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has remained on the penny for over a century, making it the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. Chapter 2: The 1984 Lincoln penny design and features. The 1984 Lincoln penny continues the tradition of featuring Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse. The reverse side, at the time, still bore the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of his birth. Like other pennies of the era, the 1984 cent is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. As the U.S. Mint had transitioned from a mostly copper composition in 1982 due to rising copper costs. Chapter 3: Rare errors and valuable variants. Now, let's talk about what makes some 1984 pennies incredibly valuable. There are error coins and rare variations that collectors seek. The most famous of these is the 1984 double-ear Lincoln cent. This error coin features a clear doubling on Lincoln's ear, visible under magnification. Another variety collectors watch for includes off-center strikes, die breaks, and clipped planchets. These errors result from mistakes during the minting process and can significantly increase a coin's value. Chapter 4: Current market value. The value of a 1984 Lincoln penny depends on its condition and whether it has any rare errors. A standard circulated 1984 penny without errors is worth face value, but an uncirculated specimen or one with a rare error can fetch much higher prices. For instance, a well-preserved 1984 double-ear Lincoln cent can be worth anywhere from $50 to over $1,000, depending on its condition and grade. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC tend to fetch the highest prices at auctions. Chapter 5: How to identify a valuable penny. To check if your 1984 penny is valuable, start by closely inspecting Lincoln's ear under magnification. If you notice any doubling, it may be worth sending it to a professional coin grading service for authentication. Additionally, checking for luster, surface scratches, and strike quality can help determine its grade. Coin rolls and pocket change are great places to search for rare pennies, so always keep an eye out. Conclusion: the 1984 Lincoln penny is more than just a piece of pocket change. It carries historical significance, honors one of America's greatest presidents, and could be a hidden gem worth significant money. If you have any 1984 pennies, be sure to check them for errors because you never know. You might just be holding onto a small fortune. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos on rare coins, collectibles, and history. See you next time.